Hello and welcome to the next video, my America's 2025 preview series. We're covering Disguised, another team from LTA North as we continue to alphabetically go through this. Disguised are the new squad to Tier 1, obviously formerly a stream team, if you will, and then, joining the ranks of NACL and earning the right to have this opportunity. This roster is ranked 8th going into the season. Um, Unlike Dignitas, where I said they were 7th, and I think that was the floor, uh, Disguised, it's a little bit tougher because I think there are some players that are overrated by stats, and then there are some players that are underrated or not rated that are better than the worst player in their role in this region. So, because Disguised are making their debut, they have no previous results to go over in Tier 1. Um, Top laner is Castle. Castle played with Immortals last season as a rookie, formerly of KT Challengers roster, and struggled at times. You can only do so much on a team like Immortals, though, so keep that in the back of our heads. His KDA of 1.6 is downright awful, but there were some weeks where he led in kill participation and other stats that would indicate, hey, he might have been dying a lot, but who on Immortals wasn't? Immortals sucked. So, 1.6 KDA, 59 KP, 7.6 CS per minute. So pretty involved for a top laner, almost 3 out of every 5 kills. Zero point 0.4 in the share differential department. A 1.36 ROI. So dealing a lot of damage relative to the gold he's getting. Down 155 gold at 15 minutes, so slightly behind in the laning phase. Had a 2.41 vision efficiency, 12 champions at 29 games. And this stat line ranks third amongst LTA North top laners. He's 22 years old. Kesante, Aatrox, Nar were 52% of his champion pool. In the jungle, you have XU. Now, XU I rank 7th based off of his spring stats only. This stat line includes summer when he was in NACL. So, theoretically, if I said, okay, well, he didn't play enough games in Tier 1, I would unrank him. Dignitas would still be 8th because XU would still be 7th, tied with Shaden instead of above Shaden because he had some games this past season in the LCS. So, XU 3.7 KDA, 74 KP, 6.4 CS per minute. So, very involved over the year. 3 out of every 4 kills. So, expect him to be an active member of this team. Negative 3.2 share differential, 1.21 damage divided by gold. Up 135 gold at 15 minutes. 4.9 vision efficiency, and 19 champions in 75 games, 18 of the 75 being in the LCS with Dignitas in spring. 7th in his role, 23 years old. Vi Sejuani in Italy, 39% of his games played. And this is where things get interesting. So Castle is third. Personally, I wouldn't rank Castle as the third best top laner in LTA North. But then you have Abadage, who is ranked, I believe, 7th. And he is better than 7th. So that is a thing to think about here. So we're going to have to even things out between those two. Castle probably comes down. Abadage comes up a bit. Abadage, a long time LEC and LCS mid laner. He is solid. Is he going to wow you and dominate lane? No. But he's going to be a solid player. These stats are based on ERLs last season, so it would be Tier 2 in Europe. Had a 5.8 KDA, 67.2 KP, 9 CS per minute, 4.9 share differential, a 1.83 ROI, dealt a lot of damage relative to the gold he was receiving. 415 ahead at 15 minutes, 2.85 vision efficiency, 10 champions, 38 games, 25 years old. Corki, Azir, Lucian were 58% of his champion pool. So this stat line obviously looks very good, but like I said, he was in ERLs. He's been in Tier 1 for a while. He's been to international events and played at Worlds. So, I mean, he's seen better players than what he saw in ERL. So it's no shock that he dominated. A player with no LCS or Tier 1 experience, Scary Jerry. So Jerry will be the 80 carry for Disguised to start the season and did very well in Academy. Age unknown, but did very well. A 7.1 KDA, a 68 KP, and an 8.8 CS per minute. Did his job. Play weak side, don't die. And that passive style, that KDA style, resulted in only a 1.3 share differential. So that is not very good, right? So not dealing a lot of damage relative to the gold he was receiving from his team last season. And when we do the share differential numbers here, we have 6.2, 6.6. I mean, this is a negative 3% team. So somebody is going to have to carry more with the goal. Somebody's going to have to deal more damage share than gold share. I mean, compared to what they were doing last season. And in my opinion, it has to be Jerry, because Jerry, 1.4% is going to be one of the worst in his role going into this season, and it was at a lower level of play. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but they're going to need to be better. 1.53 ROI, up 675 goals at 15 minutes. I mean, when we do that math, 750, 1165, 1300. I mean, 1145. This team's ahead by a lot, but we have one player that was, two and a half players there in ERLs last season. Tier 2. So, like Dignitas, we can't really go off of that gold lead thing that much, except, hey, these guys did dominate lane, did get ahead in the laning phase in the regions they're in, and you can only play who's on your schedule. 2.75 vision efficiency, 16 champions, 74 games. Varus Zeri Callista, 41% of his champion pool. Supported Hui. I'm surprised Hui ended up on this team, I'll be honest. I thought that he honestly... I'm shocked 100 Thieves didn't run it back again. Maybe they could. Maybe Hui said no. I don't know. But playing with Disguise is definitely a puzzling decision. Now, it will help Jerry to have a player that's a veteran alongside him to help him with this transition, and maybe it'll make him better. Hui could shot call for this team. It wouldn't be a surprise. A 2.5 KDA, 76 KP with NRG last season. Very active, over 3 out of every 4 kills. Negative 6.4 share differential, 0.77 ROI. Up 75 gold at 15 minutes, 1.85 vision efficiency, 15 champions, 44 games. This stat line ranks 5th amongst LTA North supports last season. 29 years old. Nautilus, Rel, and Tom Kench, 41% of his games played. Coach is Mash. Mash has not been a coach very much in Tier 1. Actually, not even a head coach. He's not listed as a head coach on the team page on Leaguepedia, but he did sign with the team when all these players were announced, so I can only assume Mash is the coach. 10-8 over his career as a coach in Tier 1, on the staff with EG a few years back, and that's why he was a member of that staff and accredited with being on the split page. So 56% win rate. And was a substitute and a coach for Worlds 2020 with FlyQuest. He was listed as a coach, but I think he also was more so also a substitute, so it's an interesting little thing there. But that roster in 2020, in group stage went 3-3 with Chovy and Knight in their group, which was a surprise. So we'll see if he ends up being the coach or if someone else takes the reins. This roster, as I started this video, I have them 8th. Unlike Dignitas, I don't know if there's really a lot of more potential than 8th. It's a tough situation because I don't think Castle's 3rd. I don't think Abadage is 7th. Scary Jerry could be 8th. It's very possible. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.